knight f3.
And the clock has been started by the arbiter, and the first move is
e4, I think.
e4 indeed it is. So
It is. Wow.
let's try to get our board also soon on the live
Carlsen
board will be on the right hand lower corner.
And
And it's
Carlsen
a
has played
Caro-Kann.
Caro-Kann.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting.
Surprise.
Maybe an advanced Caro-Kann.
Wow, this is interesting.
I don't think Caro-Kann was played in the last 3 World Championships, either by Anand or by his
Wow.
opponents.
So we have a Caro-Kann. Hopefully we'll... Okay, now we do have the analysis board on already, so we can...
It's a classical system.
Let's just show quickly the first moves, how it happened. Let's go back to see the sequence.
In case of a move like queen f3, maybe you can
Take on e5.
take on e5, because the pawn on e6 is not weak anymore. Something like this. And then try to get
Queen d5, yeah?
queen d5, trying to exchange the queens at the same time attacking the a2 pawn. So this is a possibility.
So what do you think if, let's say, this variation and queens would come off the board, looks pretty drawish?
Yeah, it
Do you
looks
think,
drawish, but I think Carlsen would prefer black more to play in such
already, in
positions
this
already,
position.
because as I said earlier, the black bishop could turn out to be a problem for white
Sure.
in such situations. But white also has the possibility to create some attack on g4, which would have better chances of success in a middle game rather than in an end game. So I don't think probably knight e4 may not be the move which Anand is considering seriously here. I personally like moves queen e2 to get knight h5 maybe.
This might be the shortest commentary stint of all time here.
2 weeks in a row.
Well, look at this. I think if we get to 5 minutes, I'll be surprised, because he's just repeated rook gf3, king g8, rook g3 has been played, king h7, and if they do it one more time.
We can call it a day.
Are we getting paid by the hour here? Because
But, while we were in the press room watching the game from before, I was quite surprised when Vishy took
Wow.
on d5 instead of going for queen
Yeah,
g4 at that point.
that was a key
And
moment.
queen d5,
Queen g4 in this
I'm
position.
not sure, but I don't think it's been played before. Queen g4
No, I
has.
think it might be a novelty. Queen takes d5. It looks like we're there, guys. Is it
Did they
shorter?
just-
It is shorter than yesterday, time-wise.
Oh,
I
they
think.
just signed. They just shook
That's
hands.
it.
Oh
It's
my-
over. It's a draw.
That was quick.
The long fight that everybody really thought would happen today after yesterday's result didn't happen, and
Everybody's been talking about stamina and playing long games,
Yeah.
and that's going really well, clearly.
well, look at that. So Magnus, I think, will be the happier of the two today. Vishy
Yes.
really didn't present any problems whatsoever with white. So the match is back to all square. I mean, really all square. People said, well, Vishy's got a slight advantage after yesterday.
Maybe Vishy would be more than happy to take this match into tie breaks, He might have an edge over, maybe he feels that way, so he's not taking too much risk, and it's also the beginning of the match.
Sure. Well, normally these matches, a lot of people yesterday were saying, well, how can this happen? It's the first game, and I think we just got to give these guys a bit more, not respect so much, but understanding of the situation. It's the World Championship match, the first game. The last thing you want to do is get too ambitious, too overzealous, and suddenly you push and you make a huge mistake.
Right.
Well, I think we both have a little bit of information now what the other person has been aiming for and so on, and I think it'll start to get interesting.
Well, I didn't know what to expect really, but I feel it's a little bit similar to my start in the candidates tournament, where I made an easy draw with the black and let my opponent have an easy draw with the black pieces in the second game himself. So and that one took off quite quickly. So we'll see what happens here. But as Vishy said, so far we're just settling in a bit, and especially when you're caught out in preparation, it's it's hard to go for the sharpest lines when you don't really know what you're getting.